This podcast is brought to you by Body Armor. Drink BodyArmor.com. Only you can be better.
Calling it a day, Carrie?
Oh no, there's more.
Like what?
More reps, more steps. More this, more that. More time to breathe. More hustle, more grind.
There's more to Carrie Underwood.
And I should wrap by midnight.
Impressive.
And there's more to Body Armor Light with natural sweeteners, no sugar added, and only 20 calories.
You're listening to EPPN's Today with DW.
Welcome, everybody, to the Happy Hump Day edition of Today with DW. We have a full fucking house. Yeah, the F-bombs are coming out early. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of them in this episode. As you can see, I am joined by two longtime friends. One, you know, is James Hood, fellow podcaster, Life's Great Questions.
Howdy.
And the other, one of the men who inspired me for this setup years and years ago, Max Kagan. Mr. Ken Lytle. Wouldn't have it any other way. Ken, wait, how are you?
I'm not loving the lighting here. I might have to pull the hat.
You might have to pull the hat. Are you sure? Then it's going to get too shiny. We don't want it reflective.
We're going to pull it.
Oh, it's reflecting.
We're going to pull the hat.
Let me put the contrast down. Let me turn the mood lighting down. There you go.
We'll get a little going up.
We'll leave it here, though. We'll leave it here.
Okay.
In camera view. There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Anyway, now, Ken, this is the second time you've been on with me. The first time was at my house, the original studio. Well, not the original. I think I've moved the studios as many times as you have.
Yeah.
You were at the house.
Yeah.
Long time ago. I think it was we might have did the rant or we did something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but this is the second time you've been here. And to give everybody an idea.
It's like the 20th time he's been here, isn't it?
Well, he is part of the network.
I'm a member.
I'm a member.
I'm not just the owner. I'm also a client.
Does he get to be here 20 times? I've been here twice.
I don't know. I've asked you a few times, and the last few times you said no.
No. I don't think you have.
I asked you the last time. You're like, you need to give me more notice because I like playing with my lights. Yeah. Yes, thank you, thank you.
It's a long drive from Argyle.
I can start the show. I can start the show early when you get out of work. You can come right over. I got you Labatt's. I know they were in a can, but
the elevator stops at 5.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Everybody complains about the elevator, but anyway. But before we get into the show, I joked a little bit beforehand. Ken didn't know. I figured, how we'll make this the Radio Ugly reunion. Obviously, the other Uglies aren't here, but they are watching. I know that I just sent it out on their group chat, so they'll be chiming in soon. If you're not familiar with Radio Ugly, well, why the fuck not? I mean, come on. How many years ago has it been now?
2000. I did a little brush up.
Did you have to do a little brush up?
I actually did a little brush up this morning, but 2004 is when I started it. And
is that when you and I met?
No.
Okay.
I only know a couple dates.
Missy's on. Hey, Missy, what's going on? Sean, how are you?
This sucks so bad that I had to brush up on this and I've forgotten so much. But 2004 is when it started. And I know Crew Fest was 2009.
Yep.
So you can kind of go dates
Mal,
from there. 2009 would have been at least a year with me and you.
Yeah.
And probably 2 with you is what I'm guessing. 2007, you probably got involved.
It feels like more than 2 years. You think?
I'm saying 2 years before Crew Fest.
Yeah. Oh, before Crew Fest. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then after there, we were still a couple years on.
What's going on,
at least
Spencer?
a year, Yeah. So 2004 is the date I believe I have up here that things started happening.
Okay.
And I met you folks in probably about 2007 and 8 is what I'm thinking.
Why do I feel like it was 2006? But it could be. Who the hell knows at this point?
Yeah.
But yeah, then so I've mentioned on the show before Kevin Smith, and you're up there with great names right there. Kevin Smith and Ken Lytle are the ones that really pretty much inspired me to.
And that's how he got me here.
Yes, because I said Kevin Smith was going to be here. No,
that and alcohol.
And I got Jim. Yeah. And I love Jim, but you know Kevin Smith.
Oh, wow. but he is from Jersey.
From the same town, actually.
Well, that's got to count for something.
Yeah, it's got to. Yeah. Did you ever go to the Quick Mart? The one that was in the
I
in the
did
film?
Stop by. Yeah, I've only been there once. I drove by and took some pictures.
Oh, nice. You didn't? Did you take pictures of you in it? Were you
No,
in the pictures?
Just outside. I
You
drove
got to
by.
do the standing right by the door.
I
and
didn't have
schnoogans.
anybody who could take it for me.
Okay, I would have just
I
had somebody
wouldn't
drive by. I would have stopped somebody like, "Hey, if I'm here."
It felt weird because I'm sure a
There's a-
lot of people just drive by real slow and take
I'm-
pictures, and I'm
I'm
like,
gonna pull-
I'm that guy now.
I'm going to pull in here real quick
Yeah.
before they lose interest, but I'm going to pull the grandpa card here. I think Riley and Justin may be watching. I just want to say hi.
Hi, Riley and
Yes, they
Justin.
are.
If you are watching, I love you. Papa loves you. Okay, we're good.
Mr. Radio Ugly Days. It's Sugar, by the way. See, look at that. See, she's giving us names, so just in case Ken forgets who that is.
It's funny. We started this with trying to refresh ourselves on all the DJ names. It's like you got a name, you got a DJ name. It's like now we got to connect the two. And I think we got most of you. I really do. I'm embarrassed to say there won't be one or two we forgot. I'm not going to even try to go there.
So if any of you are former uglies, put your DJ name in the comments so we can kind of know who it is. I mean, but so
I just remember Buddha.
Buddha, yeah,
Wasn't he
Buddha.
in Texas.
I
He
think
always
so.
would listen
Pops,
while we were out.
Pops too. Pops every now and then will pop on and he'll say hi. I see him every once
Is
in a
he,
while.
you know, I want to say this in a bad way. Is he still, I mean, dude, he was freaking old when we were already ugly. I mean, I think I seen him.
DJ Rem, Spence.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yes. Spencer.
Pops
There's
is
a
still
couple-
around.
There's a couple of them that are still DJing. I
Oh,
think
really?
Rem is one of them.
Oh, Rem, are you still DJing?
Yeah, I think he's still on a station somewhere.
Usually I have
But,
segments on this show, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to any of these segments. But
No,
and it
it's
doesn't
gonna be-
matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I would probably try to do a couple segments. But so
Spencer. That was,
yeah, Spencer. Yeah, Spencer Street.
Yeah.
So as I was saying before, kind of joke that I'm not joking, but it was Kevin Smith and you. And it's funny. I will joke to the fact that when you met me at the bar, a crazy old man, hey, I got this thing going on. I'm like, I don't really give two
Old
flying.
Ben?
Yeah, I don't give two flying shits what you got going. Why are you bothering me and following me around drinking? Literally, I'm managing at that time, and he's literally following me around. So I want to make a connection, and get the bands local. And I'm like, yeah, leave me the frig alone. I'm like, 2 nights in a row he came in. I'm like, all right, you sucked me in. Whatever you need, I'll give you a logo. I sucked me right in, and then we started doing the show, and it was funny because when we started doing the show, and I joke about this, going back then, Ken's trying to teach me what to do. And I joke that my former co-host always wanted to be the entertainment, walk in and walk out. That's me then. I'm like, just give me the damn mic. I don't want to learn recording. I don't want to do shit. Just give me, I want ugly news. That's my segment. And that's all I want. And he kept trying and trying and trying. And then when I first started this in 2012, the first person I thought of was Ken going, son of a bitch. I probably should have listened to Ken a little bit because I have no idea what the hell these mics are, what this is, what the hell is Pro Tools, even though I got it. I know nothing. And then backtracking, the one day I decided to take over the stream, we shut the stream down for 3 hours and never, what's going on? And because it was live then
I
too.
think I was at work and I tuned in.
And
it
I'm
was
at
dead air.
the Glen Lake
What did
studio.
you break?
I'm at the Glen Lake studio, and I'm playing around trying to learn. And you put the tracks in, and then it alternates back and forth. And I'm like, you got one track here, and it's all of a sudden one song's playing. Now I can hear it in the headphones, just like we can hear, but not streaming. And all of a sudden, one song's on, one song's dead. One song's on, one song. I didn't even know. All of a sudden, the message boards go, "What happened? What's going on?" I'm like, I have no idea. And Ken's like, "What'd you do?" I'm like, I have no idea. But I think that was the last time I touched the board.
See, I like doing that.
Yeah.
That's what got me into it. I was like, I get to be in control of the tracks
right
in between everybody talking.
See, back then I just wanted to be on the mic doing interviews. I think my favorite one was with Phil Camp. I think that was my very first interview, our couch sessions. And I thought that was great. And then I think we did, what else did we do? We did, it wasn't Cito. Who was it?
Those things there,
Um,
if you're kind of jumping into like halfway through,
yeah.
you know what I mean? If you go back to where these people started,
Yeah.
okay, 2004, okay, the station started up. And this is one of the things I was thinking about coming into it, that I don't even know if you know, but we started out with the station with a few of these folks that are here now.
Right.
You have to understand how incredibly, and we'll get to the local stuff, okay, and where that ended up. But to begin, you're like going, whoop, we're here, okay. Nobody did this.
Back then there wasn't
Nobody.
Yeah, there was
Okay,
maybe one or two that we
even
saw.
when you guys kind of were in there, back up 6 years.
Yeah.
You have to understand the impact of that. Okay,
Right.
Nobody did that, and we, when I say we, a few of the people that are here now,
right.
actually watching, you know what I mean, decided we thought we could do this. So we did things. I don't know how to put it into words, but we did things. We made a website. We made a chat. None of this stuff existed. This stuff today that everybody takes for advantage, what takes for granted.
Yeah.
Okay, you log into any streaming service, any radio station, okay, and you expect to see some form of communication and a ticker of the song that's playing and the opportunity to maybe message them.
Do you know how hard that was back then?
Okay.
It wasn't that easy.
2004.
Yeah.
Okay. And we were doing HTML when HTML was cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
There was no WordPress. There was
you know, and we were making a site, and we'd have a chat board and a little ticker that showed the song that was playing and stuff like that. And we had the opportunity to pass the station from person to person.
That
Who
blew
was
me
the other
away.
person? Who was the
Yeah.
other? Who was the other person that was the main person?
We would pass it between me and you sometimes.
Yeah.
And then the other person was any DJ that happened to be in rotation
They had the software, right?
that had that software.
Right.
And if the timing was down, and we didn't have cell phones,
No, yeah, definitely.
we didn't
not, yeah.
have cell
Yeah.
phones. We did AOL Messenger,
Right.
and we do a time a pass to pass that station. And to me, that was the most special time to be able to do that when it come into, you know, a little more mainstream and other people doing it. But that was the most incredible for me.
We were so excited about having a live chat. I mean, we have live chat here. This is I
it's
take
given.
this is
It's
totally
given.
different. But having a live chat then, we're
back
like,
then, yeah.
oh my god, we got the live chat on the website. This is like amazing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
we're showing our age. All the
yeah, right.
The only place, if you think about it, and I want you to think about this, okay? If you got up back then, okay, and you wanted to talk to some people, okay, and I'm not trying to be swelled-headed about this, but what did you do? You went to Radio Ugly to go on the chat board.
Right.
There was no other options.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is we were one of the first. We were cutting edge back then, and I dropped the ball so bad. Okay, and that's the other part of
Do
it.
you really think you dropped the ball?
Absolutely.
I thought.
Absolutely.
You correct me if I'm wrong.
Absolutely.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought you just wanted to move on to more
No.
recording and whatnot. And
No,
really,
I got beat up. I dropped the ball.
Really?
Yeah. No,
I should have been more. I should have been more a part
Yeah.
of that back then because
Yeah.
I really, like I said, I just wanted
Yeah.
to be on the mic and not do anything.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, shit. I kick myself in the ass all the time.
I have a cease and desist letter at home that I keep from Sony Records.
Wow.
Okay.
For what?
For playing music that they supposedly own the rights to because the artist that
Gotcha.
gave us the
Right.
music didn't understand the laws.
Right.
Okay. So we come in at a really weird time. These people were saying, play our music so that other people could hear us, but they didn't realize that somebody else owned the rights to that
Yeah.
music.
Right.
Nowadays, we know.
Right.
Somebody owns that music. You don't. Taylor Swift, you know,
Right,
this,
right.
that. Somebody owns that music. It's
Right.
not you. Okay. That's the way it is. Back then, it was all new and nobody knew that.
But
You
we
know,
also got-
BSI, BCI, was it BSI?
BMI.
BMI.
yeah.
BMI, and there's another one.
ASCAP.
ASCAP.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
CSEC is the other.
Yes.
Now there's three.
You're gonna you have to be into all those right now, right?
I
You understand them and you know what they do.
I am actually with ASCAP. I
yeah,
think,
yeah.
for
So
the
we got
one
hit
song
by all
I have.
that. And then
We did get licensing though to play national acts too, right? We were a
Yes.
licensed station as well.
the problem is the artist didn't realize that you can't give these guys they would license with these people because if ever a single got picked up or something,
Mhm.
they'd make their buck that
Right,
they
right,
earned.
right.
Okay. But what they didn't realize by doing that is they forbade us the right to broadcast that music without fee.
Right. Okay. Right.
Okay, so-
right.
I don't blame the artist. I blame the other people for not making it totally clear
Right.
that they can't just let this person play
Because we
their
were
music
playing
for free.
Disturbed. We were playing
Absolutely.
Metallica. I mean,
We had Judas Priest on the air.
I know,
okay,
I
and
know,
live
yeah.
interviews. Okay. So that clearly tells us that these guys didn't realize what they signed up for. And then when we started getting larger and we started doing the app, okay, the big burn,
what was it, the local band. What was it called?
Bands in town.
bandsintown.com
was one. Yeah, it was one of them. Yeah.
So the Big Burn,
I think
and
I still have it.
tag this, and I really, really hope you see this, you dirty, rotten mother.
You can swear.
Okay, was Bands in Town. Okay, so they had an app platform back then, and they're still around today, and they're huge. Okay, they had an app platform back then that we were already doing, and it was like you could log in and you could literally put a zip code in and see where the bands that signed
Who's
up
playing,
for
right.
free,
Right.
where they were playing. So I asked them, "This is my idea. Okay, would you help me with this on your platform?" Okay, and I want to do this. They sign up, they blog in their own dates. Somebody could come in and put a zip
Right.
code or something in and see who's playing. And I didn't get nothing for like a month. I got nothing, no response, no anything, repeated emails. Next thing you know, they
did it on their own.
Everybody says, "Oh, they stole my idea." I'm telling you,
they stole your
literally
idea.
stole my idea. I was so upset. And that was kind of for me the downturn to when I figured out I had something.
Right.
I didn't realize it and I lost it.
Right.
Okay. Because now look at iHeartRadio. They didn't exist when we did this. That's how they started.
No, none of them did.
Yeah.
iHeart. I mean, look at Spotify.
Yeah.
Spotify right now is huge into podcasting as well as just music. They're finding that. And
so I dropped the ball. I dropped the ball, and it's okay because
would you ever get back into it?
No,
Just because it's too competitive now, you think, or
I've moved on. I like.
See, I always thought that's what it was because you got
yeah.
more into the music production and engineering.
Yeah,
and
no, I moved on, but that wasn't the reason I got out. I got out because I got beat up.
Right.
I lost, and I didn't know I lost. Yeah, you ever get beat up at something and not realize it until after the fact? It's like, holy shit, you just kicked my ass.
Yeah,
that's what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
It was like, dude, I had this.
Mhm.
And instead, like when I got that cease and desist, should have been a wake up call for me
Mhm.
that I'm pissing off some very, very big people. What's the reason for that? And that should have been a wake up call. Maybe I should have reached out to other people that
Right.
knew a little bit more than I did, and we could have taken this to the next level. Now, that's a 2-part question, and I've thought about this.
Right.
So there's where I lost.
Right.
Okay. Instead, I got scared, and I said, it isn't worth it. I'm here for the beer and the fun and the friendship.
Well,
And I
that's the
backed
whole
away.
part of it as
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the second part is it was really a close-knit family.
Mhm.
We always
Mhm.
said that, and it seems cliche, but it was. Okay.
Oh,
So if I would have taken that path and I would have said, okay, we're going to get big, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do for profit and everything, where would that part of it went? And that part is the part that I really, really loved.
right.
I loved the DJs. I loved the shows, the Crash Studios, the local artists. You can't do that. Unfortunately, you can't do that and have that too.
I know what
Does
you're
that
saying.
make sense?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I totally understand that.
So, and I'm not saying that's a reasoning I bombed. Okay. But I'm saying that if I would have went that route, I would have lost all that.
Right.
And I
Mhm.
think right now I really, really value that. And I'm still
Right.
friends with everybody that's on this board.
Money always has something to play in everything anyway.
So
but
it's messed up. It's messed up. I'm glad it's still remembered.
what is
I'm glad it's still remembered. I don't talk about it. Nobody
it
talks
always
about
pops up, but it pops up. It'll
Yeah.
pop up on my Facebook feed once in a while because I always throw old pictures up, so it keeps cycling
Yeah.
through. Every now and then, I'll throw up one of the YouTube videos if it pops up through. I mean, and the thing that's funny about it is that I mean, we're a family. I mean, our crew fests, not Motley Crue, everybody, it's Crew Fest. But that was a great time.
Yeah.
I remember I was working, sneaking out of when you were at the beach club now, but what was it back
The
then?
Shepherd's
When
Cove.
it was Shepherd's Cove, I was working. I was sneaking out, running over because I couldn't be there. So I'd sneak over, say hi to you, have a few drinks, run back to the bar, then come back a couple hours later, sneak back and go back. But those were some best times. I mean, those were, I mean, what about the video that I'm still want to find that I don't know. I don't think it's anywhere. We did our very first street team.
No, I have it.
You have it?
I have it on my
So-
YouTube.
So
the red neon.
yes,
I have it.
So our very first time doing street teaming, and I was not. It's funny. I wasn't like I am now. Like I'm pretty outspoken, and the mic's in front of me, and I'm whatever. Back then, I was kind of like kind of quiet. This guy has always been the same. I mean, loud, boisterous, whatever. So we're putting posters up wherever. We have the neon. We get in the car. He takes a turn. The door automatically opens. I almost fall out and literally fall out. I'm like, whoa, you hear me? I'm like, oh, you got to hold the door in. Oh, it was great.
That's
You got to show me that
incredible
video.
It was live.
You got to
It
show me
was,
that
yeah.
video again.
Yeah, I
Oh
still
my
have
God.
it. It's on my YouTube. Yep.
Oh my God. But yeah, we had some great times with there. And you said that you were one of the originators of that, especially up in this area, whatnot. And it's funny with you doing the promotions and local endorsements of all the musicians, nobody's bothered to take it up. as far as like the station doing promotion and helping local artists. And I'm not saying that there's not people out there helping, but nobody's kind of like filled that gap. Do you know what I'm saying? That was Stephanie
Reveille to an extent, but now she had,
if anybody, if I had
upstate
anybody.
fan zone or something like that was her video.
Was she like a vlogger?
She would go around and take videos of all the bands
yes,
performing.
I know who that is. Yes,
But now she is pretty much strictly doing all the live streaming for the Strand Theater.
None of this stuff goes without you need to, and I think both of you have been around enough to know none of this goes without a beating. Okay. You can do this stuff for free. You can do this because you love music. You can do this because you're supporting music, but none of it comes without a flogging.
Mm-hmm.
It's work.
Mm-hmm.
It's work. And no matter how your good intentions, somebody, I don't know how to put it in words without thinking about it, but somebody's going to beat you. Okay. And
I know what you're saying.
I've been through it. I'm sure Stephanie's been through it. Okay. So it's tough. It's like you're always going to make somebody upset. You're always going to not say or not do the right thing. And, at times it's almost, if you did it for profit, it would be okay. Okay. Because you could sleep at night and you could say, this is my job, this, that. You're doing it for free and you can't please everybody. I don't know. I'm rambling, but
no, I understand.
It's not easy.
Oh, I know that. Oh, definitely. It's definitely not easy. I mean, a lot of people don't know the behind the scenes of what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I just posted, I always post every year, is me standing at Hot Shots when we did. I have a board that runs the entire studio that's this big. Did you see the board we had?
You keep posting that picture every
I
year.
love that picture. I don't care. But that board was so damn big back then. And I was telling Ken, just think about the equipment that we have now compared to what we had then. We could have packed the whole thing up in one thing. We had a PC, we had a board, we had wires. But it was awesome. It was awesome. That was a good time. And I always forget, we stopped. Radio Ugly stopped. I didn't do anything for 6-7 years when I started podcasting. And I'm like thinking, one, I should have listened to Ken and listened to what he had to say and taught me how to use. I mean, I had to self-teach myself. But the thing is, I'm like, not only were you beginning of a radio station online and being innovative that way, technically we were like one of the very first podcasters. Our shows were streaming. Audio wise, we recorded them.
I don't want you
and
to
I never
think,
even thought about going, holy crap, why didn't I stay with this? This is what I want to do.
I don't want you to think for 1 second we weren't one of the first. Yeah. Okay. The Radio Ugly came from Sims Online, one of the very first multiplayer games. Okay. And a bunch of guys would figure out a way to stream audio over the air. We couldn't even talk. We just streamed it and other people could tune in and hear the same song. And that was so incredible that it bloomed into that. So we were one of the first. Right. And then all of us, the three of us here, we're doing that. So I don't want you to think if we forget everything else, don't forget that we were one. I don't know if it was I don't think it was because I got the idea from somebody else, obviously.
Kevin Smith was right. When did you say 2004?
2004. Kevin
might have been right, starting at maybe 2005, 2006, right in that same area as well, as far as podcasting is concerned, but again, not having a full website. I mean, he had a chat board and whatnot, but not streaming like we had streamed. I mean, I don't know. I always thought, I was like, why did I give it up for 6 years? Now I'm back at it. I'm doing the same thing. And now I want a real radio station again. That's why I was going to talk to you later. I'm like, I've been thinking about streaming the shows 24/7.
One of the problems with that is, I was lucky. I was extremely lucky. I was extremely blessed with the fact that we were one of the first.
Right.
And this is my thought on music of like the 60s and 70s. I'm gonna share this with you. Okay. And it's like, I hate fucking the Grateful Dead. I hate the Doors. I do.
I'm not a fan of the Dead.
Okay,
the Doors,
so
I gotta say.
And here's my thoughts on it is back then we didn't have a choice. We listened to the radio and the radio decided this is what was cool. So we were we grew up on that. It was force fed us. Can you imagine that nowadays? There's so much incredible talent out there. Okay. And there is. We sift through it now. It's almost like noise. Okay.
Yeah.
Because they have the access to get it to our ears. Okay. The same thing goes with podcasting and radio stations, in my opinion, is back then. There was a couple of them. I really, really, really wish I could remember the name of the radio station that was there when I was there, because there was another one. It was a metal.
Yeah, I remember the website. It was green, black. I kind of remember it too.
But there was another
Yeah,
station
yeah.
when we were there.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me.
Right.
And so you had this and you had this. That's all you had. So
Right.
Radio Ugly was cool, But nowadays it's like, dude, Radio Ugly, I'm not doing that. And I'm
Right.
sorry.
I
I'm
understand
just
what you're
saying there's so much choices now, and there are better choices that we have to choose. And I believe that with music, everybody's like, oh, you guys don't know what music is and this and that. Dude, that's all you had.
Right.
Okay,
Exactly.
that's all you had. I believe there is better music and better talent now than there was then. And we have the ability to choose. And I think it's the same thing with podcasting. You got to work really hard to get your audience.
Oh, very much so.
You've got to work every day to maintain
Pretty,
that audience. Yeah.
Daily. I mean,
Yeah.
going from once a month.
If you did this in 2004 like me, I think you'd be pretty much king.
Maybe at that point. Yeah. No. Yeah. And maybe at that point there was.
What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I still remember when, I'll tell you this, I didn't even know what internet radio was when he was telling me about Radio Ugly. And I said, hey, sounds good. Sounds kind of fun. If you guys believe in it, I'll come along for the ride. Then fast forward later,
I tell him about
Herb tells
podcasting. He
me
goes,
about
what's podcasting?
And I go, what the hell is that? He goes, yeah, we sort of record it and you can put it up. And I was like, so it's just an audio file. And he goes, yeah, but it's so you can search for all these things. And I said, if you think it's the next big thing and you have the confidence behind it, go for it. Nobody else is doing it, especially not here locally,
it's huge,
regionally.
Podcasting is huge.
So I said, be the first one. Be the leader, Don't.
Well, I definitely wasn't the leader. I mean, yeah, you can go to the bathroom.
At least this area. I got to carry it.
I think we can do that. I can take a commercial break if you'd like. Yeah. Oh, slide it out from underneath, Ken. Just slide. Pick it up.
All right.
Oh my God, this is.
I got it.
Are you sure?
I got it.
Oh my God, look at this.
Live, is it?
Yes,
Yes,
it's
it is
live.
live.
Yes, this is live.
That's
Welcome
Papa.
to yeah.
There's your Papa, grandkids.
Mr. Sean Cohan.
Oh, there he is.
Hey boys, can't stay long, but wanted to check in. How are you, sir? Hope everything's good with you and the fam.
Sean is my co-host for Life's Great Questions
That's
here on
very
the
true,
Earplug
very true.
Podcast Network.
And your musician's life mate.
Yeah,
musical life mate.
musical life partner with Stout Boys.
Very cool.
Actually, we would have been recording a show tonight if you hadn't asked me to come in.
Oh,
no,
I'm
we'll do
sorry.
it tomorrow.
Okay.
We're probably going to record it tomorrow. We're not doing live yet. We're still just recording, and then
The auto captions are hilarious. Yeah, because you don't. Oh, yeah. Sometimes they are. Mr. Rob says hi, Sean. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying a little bit of this flashback of Radio Ugly. Like I said, Ken was really one of the major factors, probably before Kevin Smith, but because of watching Kevin Smith and what he was doing, and obviously that I've spent a lot of time with Kevin and the guys from Comic Book Men and whatnot. I wish I knew then what I know now, or wish I knew then what I know now. You know what I'm saying?
well, everybody says that.
That maybe we could have kept Radio Ugly going, or like Ken said in 2004, if I started this, granted the technology wasn't the same, that maybe I would, not that I'm not happy with where I'm at now, but I could be actually elevated a lot more. I mean, I'm definitely even in 2004, 2000. Are you all right? You did break anything?
No, Tammy.
Oh, she's got to go now too.
One person gets up. We all get up.
We broke the seal.
That's the marital version of crap.
That back into
Hey, Sean's on here.
Yes, he
Sean,
did.
how are you, my friend?
happy to yield to the ugly. Nice.
Hey, Rob, Sean,
Um,
Melody. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
I'm just looking.
Yeah.
Vamp.
Yep.
I
Vamp.
can't see up there, but thank you guys.
Spence, Richard, Missy.
Melody.
Yep.
Who's do Rob? I got it. Who's that?
That's Rob Doe. That's my friend.
Okay. All right.
He's out of New York City. So again, I reminiscing with Ken, going, even in 2004, maybe if I did do it, I mean, technology was a lot different then. Like I just said, maybe I would be at a higher position than I am now. And like anything, I mean, we've talked about this. I mean, Fanboys Inc., like Ken saying, you dropped the ball with Fanboys Inc., my first network where we were doing so well. I was doing one show a week and it was getting over 8,000 to 9,000 downloads a week. I dropped the ball for personal reasons. I kick myself in the ass every day going, you know what? I let Fanboys Inc. go because of personal reasons and dropped it for 6 months until it came to either talking with Ken, talking to some of the creators in the business going, where's your voice? We miss your podcast. We want you to come back, bring it back. And I hem and hawed. And then I'm like, well, I don't want to bring Fanboys Inc. back for the fact of maybe the pop culture bubble may burst. So I'm like, let's make a generic name for the network and carry pop culture shows on it. And if they fall, they fall. If they don't, they don't. And I'm still struggling after 2 years, not struggling, but 2 or 3 years. It's hard for me, even though I do get listens because of my voice from the old Fanboys Inc. days. It's not at the same level as Fanboys Inc. was. And that
it never will be.
It probably never will be because
and here's the deal.
Yeah.
And this is okay.
Do I have to play sad music for this?
You're there. Okay. And you get, thank you. Here we go.
Redemption music.
Yeah. But you dropped that at that point. Okay. And I don't know how to put in words, but you don't get that back. Like RadioUgly when it was there, and then I turned away. Turned away, and I was like, you think, oh, you're there, I'll turn away, and I'll go back. You're not going to come back, okay? Because they're going to find other things. Or even worse, they'll lose faith in that image that they had in you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That could be. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, no, there's no doubt. It's like you're this, and then we seen you crash. Okay. And now you're going to come back after a week and you're refreshed and you think we're all going to come back. And
well, it was more than a week, 6 months.
It was a year for me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
For instance, RadioUgly.com comes live tomorrow. We get all kinds of viewers, 42. All right, for 2 days, and then that's it. Okay, you have to fight for every goddamn viewer and every listener and every partner, and you have to keep them every single day because loyalty isn't there anymore like it used to be.
Yeah,
competition. I mean, that's just what I think. I think.
And actually, it's funny.
And you have choices.
Yeah,
you have choices. It's not Grateful Dead every single day now.
Well, I've seen it with my Facebook Live sessions. Because a lot of the local musicians, and I'm sure musicians all over the world with COVID are doing these Facebook Live sessions or YouTube Live sessions. And early on, I was getting the highest numbers.
One mic, one take. Oh, I want to talk about that.
Then all of a sudden it started going down and down and down because there's a certain novelty to it early on too.
Yes.
But I wanted to get this in with both of you.
Yes, you're that whole thing when this started, that novelty thing. Yes,
both of you with each of your things, you were sort of ahead of the crowd.
Yeah,
and when you stepped away, the crowd
everybody else rushed
up.
in. Yeah.
Yes. So it would be that's why you said it'll never be like it was because not because of you. But because of the rest of the world,
I believe that
is now flooding that market.
I believe that. That's 100% what I was.
So
6 months could be.
Don't sell yourselves short.
Right. 6 months could be like 4 years in time frame. With the stuff. I mean, everything moves so fast.
So fast. You're right. You're right. No, that's 100%. I think what I was trying to say right there. And you were always good for that. When we come to the show, even the shows that you did, you were better at that than I was. You're getting okay, but he does it with more feeling. I think it's the
what I went to college for. It is the gift.
You do it with. What are you talking about with feeling?
It's the Irish.
Is the Irish in you, or is it the Guinness?
The gift to gab, both.
I would love. I love the nostalgia at this point of RadioUgly, and I never ever talk about it. It's like Mel. I told Mel I was coming here tonight. Yeah. It was like RadioUgly. What? You know what I mean? It's like,
how old was she then?
Well, 2004, so 16 years ago. So she was 8 or 9.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like I love the nostalgia of it.
We had our own movie.
Yeah. I don't ever entertain the thought of it coming back. I just love the friends that I made.
Right.
But it's still there. It's on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's all on YouTube.
Crash Studio.
Crash Studio.
I've had people call, and it is crazy because I watch Crash Studio, and there's very limited videos up there now because people have. I'm not going to mention names, but there's actually people out there that have said you got to take that down.
Mm,
There's one in particular
mm.
off air.
We'll talk.
I think I think you guys know. He's like, you got to take that off there. Why? Because I'm going to be famous, and that doesn't represent me. But whatever. Crash Studio was absolutely awesome. We had some incredible times, some incredible.
Yeah, wasn't Phil Kemp was our first interview. Third Crash
Here's
Studio,
the
right?
deal. Here's the deal with Phil. Okay, that sucked because he was the first one, and I love him for that.
I
But
love
do you
our
remember-
outtakes. I
Do you
love
remember the audio quality of that video? It was horrible.
No, it wasn't back then.
Oh,
we thought
it
that we were
was.
awesome. No,
No,
we
it
thought we
was
were awesome. But it was,
horrible.
yes, it was horrible.
It
Yes,
was horrible. It
It's
was
like
horrible.
my first time
And-
doing podcasts.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I listened to every now and then, like I'll reminisce
Yeah,
like you do. I'll,
yeah.
I'll go back to listen to the first episode. This is the worst AM station I've ever heard in my
Yes,
life, but
yes.
I thought it was the shit. That
Phil
I'm like,
was awesome.
that was a
Phil
great
was
one.
awesome.
Hell
He
Babies.
was
That's
always
what it was.
He was always the guinea pig for some reason. He'd always come in. We would
His
ask
takes,
him-
his opening takes. He wanted
Yeah,
to do like
yeah.
6 door takes
Yeah.
just to try everyone. Hey, my name is Phil Kemp.
But if we go back and actually listen to that, there was
Yeah.
buzzing. It was horrible. It was the worst.
Yeah, but we
one
thought
of
we were
all
the
of
shit
them.
then. Though.
We did. But some of the others got better, and the Crash Studio sessions I think were really, really great. Groups that
Hell
aren't there
Babies?
anymore. Capital Zen.
Yeah, Capital Zen. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was great. None of those guys. You got Scott and you got Rye, and it's like
Right. They're all separated. They're all doing their own
separated.
thing.
They're doing their own thing, and to go back there. And if you go back and look, like I watched before I come here, a couple things just to refresh me,
Right.
and to see, dude, you're old. You're fucking old. You should see you in some of the videos. You haven't changed a whole lot.
No,
You're fucking
no,
old.
actually,
You're
it's
old.
weird. It's weird. I'm a little grayer. We're all a little grayer, but
yeah.
yeah.
But the Crash Studio stuff was good. The locals only thing, like I say, Jim was talking about.
I have my hair
I
though.
think I never had hair, so you ain't gonna do that to me. You can't pull that on me. I'll show you high school photos.
I seen your photos. You have hair. I saw the mullet.
locals thing. It's funny with Jim. We started out with he come in, he'd play guitars, I think intermission type of deal, and then we come into a locals thing with you. And
Did I do it?
You did for like one show
I
because we
did a
thought that would
Crash
be cool.
Studio, 'cause
That
I
we-
remember there's still I still have it. I think even on my YouTube page, me doing one song, and so I don't know. And I remember doing an interview, so I don't know if I was like a full session of Crash Studio or
What interview did you do?
I did
We
one. I
gotta go
remember
back and see.
doing
I have
one
to go back and see.
and sitting and
Was that
talking.
that was at the Glen Lake studio?
Yeah, Glen
okay,
Lake
yeah.
Studio.
Okay. I couldn't remember. I think
That studio was the best
I love that
of all
studio.
the places.
Minus
that
how
was the
many
best.
leaks in the ceiling and everything else.
Yeah,
All right, we got to
yeah,
move.
yeah.
All right, got to move the table over here while they fix it. Oh, tomorrow we got to move it over here. Oh, now we got to move
Yeah.
it back. Oh yeah, had a kitchen in it. That was what the best.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So Radio Ugly went from me. The DJs had a lot to do with the
Content?
Fuck, I don't know the word, but it was very, very, especially with so many of them listening.
Did they
Who was
get-
the other
did
station
they get
manager?
to
They would
choo-
fuck shit
choose
up.
Their own,
They would fuck shit up.
but did they get to choose their own
Set list?
music as for their session?
So what would
Because
we
the rest of the
what
time
would
it
we
was sort of
do?
on an auto.
what would we try to do is we would the musicians, to keep us out of trouble, okay, musicians would have to give us the music, and it was shared in a drive, and you had to play this music, and then you had a small portion that you could play your own, okay. And for the most part, the most of them would follow those rules, but of course, you know how it is, you know what I mean, me included. If I was on the other end, I'd probably buck against it as well. But I don't want to play this stuff that's there. I want to play, I'm with my friends, we're all online, I want to play
Right.
my own stuff. So that got a little rocky with what we had the right to play and what we didn't have the right to play. And then you had other DJs. I love talking about this because there's no possible way that they're listening. Okay. But, and I don't have to mention names. Dude, there was a time, and this was just, I think, before you guys came online, there was a couple DJs. Jesus. So they would be like the middle of the night DJs, and they would do things on live, on air to
'Cause
create
people's-
an audience.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, that just would just like they would at one point they had either sex or virtual sex or something like that. It happened. Okay, and there's DJs listening now that can verify this. Right. So
oh yeah.
that got a little bit crazy. Okay, that got a little bit crazy, got a little bit out of hand. Things were happening that really shouldn't be happening.
How did I not know about that?
Oh yeah.
Did they think they were going to be like another Howard Stern?
I don't know.
Like
I don't know, but it happened. It was I don't even mind calling them out because it's no secret. It's DJ Tanis and what was her name? If anybody else is actually listening still, okay, you can help me out with that.
Were they having sex together?
I think they were because they had the online thing going on for like a year, and then she flew there. Danis, or what's her name? It was with a D. It was Tanis and her, but she finally flew out there, and they decided they were both DJs, and it was like this romance thing online. Right? And then she flew out there, and they decided to do it. Now, of course, I'm sleeping and they're doing this.
So how'd you find out? Were the other DJs telling you?
All of us. Everybody's like, "What's going on here?" You know what I mean? So,
did you hear last night's show? Oh yeah,
yeah. I think we gave birth to Howard Stern.
He was around before that.
All right.
He was around way before that.
So things kind of went downhill from there for me, and then I sold it to Becky. Okay, we talked about that, which was Shadow. It went for like a year. Shadow, Janice. No, it was her name began with a D.
Danis,
but
Anyway, we'll see if anybody's listening. Maybe, right. If you guys are listening, you uglies out there, give us some help.
So Radio Ugly was actually sold for about a year. I sold it.
Yeah.
And then I bought it back, and that's just before you guys got in. Now I'm looking for your guys' help here on this one. Is at this point I owned it, and we were in the Radio Lake George for a small period that didn't really work out to the point where we were going to carry it.
What, Radio Lake George?
Radio Lake George.
You know, there's a Radio Lake George now?
Is there really?
Lake George Radio, 93 point whatever.
Yeah. Bastards. So, where was, and then we did the Crew Fest.
What's going on, Kev? Yeah, we did the Crew Fest.
Okay. So, where did it stop? I can't remember. I'm embarrassed to say it, but where did it stop?
Janine.
No, that wasn't their name.
So, Crew Fest was in 09.
Yeah. So where did it stop? Where did I pull the plug that I actually don't own the domain now? What happened to be like?
I think it wasn't long after that.
I think Crew Fest was kind of like the killer. Yeah. Not in a bad way, but that was this was your final. This was your farewell tour. I think that was it. And after that, everything just kind of like we all started working a shit ton.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
Because I don't remember.
Why does nobody remember?
I don't know.
It wasn't that long ago, boys.
I think.
I don't remember.
It was Lions. Yeah, it was. It was 2009.
10 years ago.
Well,
10 years.
I think the idea with Crew Fest was that was going to be a yearly thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
correct.
There was a whole idea of getting music stores to donate equipment.
I thought we did 2 years.
Yeah, we did 2 years because we did Lake George and Glens Falls.
Right.
Yes.
So we did 2 years for that. Yep.
Where was the second one?
Glens Falls and Lake George. Huh? No, we're talking about the music outreach program.
No, we did the Crew Fest was in Shepherd's Cove, and then the other one was in Judd's. Yes.
Yep.
I don't know what happened after that.
I don't either. That's sad.
2009. Where was I? I think I
quit
Neptune's right after that, and went to.
I don't remember when we actually pulled the plug.
Yeah, I think we all. Well, I started working at the fort, so I started working at the fort more, and I think we all just kind of.
I don't think it was a hard and fast break.
No, I think
then you started working.
Doing more musical engineering.
Doug
Mark.
Ford.
Yeah. And Mark Fuller.
Yeah.
Mark Fuller. And so you started learning more of the recording.
And I think you're right about that because I remember playing
some of this stuff. It seemed like to us.
That's where you wanted to go.
A natural transition.
Because you couldn't keep up doing everything else. And there might have been a problem with some DJs coming in, coming out.
I think that was right because I remember literally sitting in Mark's studio and saying, listen to this. And I streamed Radio Ugly. So we were still live when I was out with Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you could be right. It was kind of a transition where.
Because that's why I thought that you didn't drop the ball. I thought that was your passion. You wanted to do more of that. And that it was being too much work or whatever.
10 years ago.
That was what my impression was.
10 years ago, I wouldn't have told you I dropped the ball. I'm telling you now.
Right. No, I understand.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah. There was an opportunity there that we could have all be sitting around. You know what I mean?
Well, prime example. What did I just say? There's Lake George Radio.
Yeah.
They're streaming now, and there's Saratoga Radio. They're streaming now, and they have an FM station. So God knows if they even know what Radio Ugly was.
I have an FM station.
Yes, I know you do. We'll talk about that. You
Christmas
and your Christmas
lights.
lights. Yes, I know that.
Not as far as the FCC knows.
That's right.
Well, it travels farther in the winter than it does in the summer because if
It's
you
the
listen,
snow.
there's no leaves in the clouds. Because if you listen to Pete Cloutier, my cousin, on the rant, that's how he got in trouble by the FCC. Is that it floats, so the signal travels to other channels
When it's cold.
and he goes, sometimes you can only get maybe 10 15 miles and all of a sudden you're hearing us in Canada and we have no one reason why.
It's called skip.
Yeah
It's called skip. It
So
depends
that's how
on
the
weather.
that's how the
Yeah.
FCC got him and actually came to his door when he was in high school going, we're going to take you to jail unless you turn it off. Yeah. So Christmas time's great for you. I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah.
It only goes a half mile, everybody. You can only listen when you're right in
Half
front of the
mile.
house. But yeah, like I said, we all thought it was just because your passion, you were really getting into the music engineering and that side of stuff. So that's where like, okay. And at that point I was like, well, if he's not going to do it, I'm working at the fort. All right. And I didn't really even push it then.
Looking back on something like that, do you have any idea how it feels to know that, you know what I mean?
You could have been one of the
Sony-
originators of
you
what's
got-
going on. I'm
you got
sure.
Sony
Telling
emailing
you-
you
with
or mailing you.
with
There's no
Judas
email.
Priest.
You know what I mean? We're
Who else
talking
did
to
we have?
Judas Priest and
Well, then we have somebody else.
Metallica. We had Metallica,
Yes,
bassist
yes,
Metallica.
yes.
I mean, we're talking to these guys, so they know us. They knew our name. Granted, they didn't think we were here, okay, but they were like, you know,
But
what?
nobody else was doing it.
I've heard of this guy.
Right.
Maybe it would be worth my time to say hi.
Right.
That's huge. You
Right.
know what I mean? And to have that and to be, I don't know. I can't put it into words, but I fucked up. Yeah, I just really believe looking back, if I was been more aggressive, when they stole my shit, bandsintown.com.
They stole
I
my
have
shit.
really no care about
I
how many
understand what you're saying.
thousands of people this might see. Okay, because they know me. They could do a little search.
Tam's
but
over
I
there
gave
going,
them-
oh boy.
I gave them everything. I
Guess
gave
what?
them everything.
Guess who's going to get another
I
cease and desist
I
order?
said, this is my idea. I think it would work, and not return my emails.
Right.
And fucking like 2 months later, I think you were one of the first ones I told. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Herb, look what they did. Look,
Yeah.
look at this. And they did it. They did it. And it was just me being an idiot and
Right.
stupid and not knowing what the law is, what the law allows.
And on top of the fact, I wasn't able to help you because I wasn't as tech savvy as
None
I
of
am
us-
now.
none of us were.
Right. I mean,
none of us were.
I could barely do a website back then.
Yeah,
You
none of
know,
us- none of
so-
us were.
Like
But,
I was saying when you were in the bathroom, I was telling James, I go, I wish I know now what I knew then. Or I mean, I
We
know then
all
what I
do.
know now that
Everybody
we could have
does.
that I could have like Ken, let me take over for Radio Ugly a little
Yep.
bit so you could
Yep.
do this and let's do more of the audio. Let's do a talk show like what we're doing right now through Radio Ugly. So you have music, then you push the button, it goes live, and then you do a talk show. And then
People's
just-
attention spans are this big nowadays.
Oh yeah, it's
All
tough.
of us. And I'm not saying I'm
Oh,
not
me
throwing
included.
stones.
No,
I'm not throwing
definitely not.
stones. I'm the same way, but they're this big. So if Radio Ugly would have at least maintained a presence from 2004 to now, it would be a whole different game.
I agree with you 110%.
Okay, it wouldn't have had to have been huge. Okay,
I
just
think it
like
would have been huge.
maybe you when you were, because there was a time that I remember you were like, I told you it's a her. What the fuck? I remember that. Okay, and then you went through a little fucking mental breakdown or whatever you want to call it because it's your show. So we'll let you bleep this out. But and then you
Can't
come
bleep
back.
anything out that's live, Ken.
Oh fuck. But I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's like if we could have just all maintained, and you are 100% right. I could have leaned on either one of you
Right,
to help
my.
me do that instead of just fucking walking away.
right.
Things would be a lot better, a lot different today. So I
Well,
agree that I agree. I
This
agree.
could be Radio Ugly Studios.
I agree,
You
I
never
agree.
know. Yeah,
But
I-
at some point, especially when you're talking, you're getting, a letter from Sony. At any point, did you say maybe I'm a little over my head
and
as far as like the little details?
and that's what
of
I
the
did.
business?
Is I thought I was over my head where I shouldn't have. I should have said I pissed him off and why.
Not from a talent or an idea, but from the little
knowledge standpoint.
ugliness, legal ease of the business.
I got scared.
Yeah.
Right.
I got scared.
Said,
That's what I did.
maybe I'm getting off with a slap on the wrist.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
I should
And
just-
when I think that the Ken of me now
Mhm.
thinks, okay, I got your attention.
I must
That's
be
what I would have
doing
done
something.
now.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
what I would have done now.
I would have
today.
framed. You'd be framing that up there. Yeah, look what I
Exactly.
got. Yeah, I know what
you know
you're
what I mean.
saying.
I would have said, okay, well, I got your attention, and why?
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm playing your artist. Okay, then and then your artists come to me. Then
Right.
how can we monetize on this? How can we use this to our
And you paying
advantage?
and you're
And I
paying
panicked.
and you
I,
paid the licensing fees, so you didn't think you were doing anything wrong, correct?
I paid the licensing fee. Okay, to like one outfit.
Right.
To say I paid the licensing
Gotcha,
fee.
gotcha,
Okay.
gotcha.
The problem is there was more than one.
Right. And now
I
every
think
artist
we
is on
did
it.
ASCAP.
I think we did too.
Okay. I think it was ASCAP and every day. And the problem is this artist might be with BMI.
Right. Right.
And that's I couldn't afford them all. I
Right,
couldn't
right.
afford them all and everybody. And then it got to the point where I
Because we weren't
tried-
even thinking about doing advertising back then. We were kind of like, you can give us some money here and there, but we weren't even thinking about monetizing the
but we
the
got it.
station.
We got some advertising.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. And then what happens is then you tell these guys, okay, this shit's getting real. Okay, we've got to do this and we got to do this. And the DJs were like, I don't want to do that. And you can understand that too.
Of course.
They weren't in that. They're not getting any money.
Right. Right.
So they weren't
right.
in that for that. So
Right.
it's like I tell them you can only play this artist and you can only play it at this time. And they're like, fuck you, I won't play it at all.
Right.
You-
Right.
You know,
right.
and you can understand that too. So
Of
I
course.
think towards the end, I started losing some people.
I think it was
because of the
frustrating too. The
restrictions.
restrictions. Yeah.
And I understand that. That isn't what they signed on for.
Right. Right. I
Okay, they
understand.
didn't sign on to play these artists at these time for this reason.
Right.
They signed on to hang with their friends and party. And
Right. Of course.
so I think it was a combination of everything, but that fucking failure still hurts though a little bit.
Oh,
you know?
it stings every day.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. I totally understand that. When we come back, I got to take a commercial break for one of
We're
our
coming
sponsors.
back?
We're coming back.
Really.
You want to leave?
I think I've fucking said everything. What do you
Well,
want to talk
find
about?
Other stuff to talk about.
What-
Christmas lights.
Yeah, buddy.
Welcome to the Happy Hump Day edition of Today with DW. I'm joined with Max Kagan, Ken Lytle, James Hood.
Jameson.
Yes, Jameson. That's right. I forgot.
Sean actually was online. It's something I'm proud of, and
Oh,
equally as proud of
we'll
as
get to
Radio
it.
Ugly was the one mic.
Yeah,
So
we'll get to that.
maybe we can hit on that real quick.
How about
know
you
what I mean?
turn the page off like you said you were gonna, and I still get notifications?
Turn what page off? I'm lost.
One mic, one take.
Don't do that. I got it.
We
on
had
my
that. We had
website.
that. We had that. No, he asked me to turn that off years ago. All of a sudden, I'm getting notifications from him going, I thought we'd turn that off. The Facebook page, it's still going.
I have a hard time
Oh,
letting
okay.
that go. There's some
You-
great stuff.
I
on
took
there.
it down. You put it back on.
There's some great stuff on there.
But it's on
There's some
YouTube,
great stuff on
though.
there, and the YouTube. And again, some of them have told me, "Oh, you got to take that off there." I'm still pissed at him.
Whatever.
There you go. It's a guy.
It's a guy.
But
Well,
there's
Who
some
gives a shit?
It's a guy.
James.
well, nowadays it's
All right. On
different.
that note, everybody,
Let's go.
we'll be right back.
The difference between imagining the future and being the future is what you do to get there. Only you can make it better.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Wednesday night edition of Today with DW. Thank God I know how to control mics now. Anyway, we're back.
I think the
Visit
best
drink-
part of this whole thing just happened
Just
in the last
happened,
30
yeah.
seconds.
Ken got to vent while we had our commercial break. It wasn't long enough. I should have had a longer commercial.
I know,
But
that's short.
anyway, visit drinkbodyarmor.com to visit the location near you. They also just put out Body Armor Edge, their brand new sports energy drink, excuse me. And if you want to listen to how that is, we did a review of it last night, and we'll be getting some more of that. And hopefully we'll be able to do some contests to give you some Body Armor swag. I'd get you one, but you wouldn't wear that, Ken. So Ken's comfortable now. Here comes the F-bombs. Yep,
There you
he's
go.
ready. But anyway, drinkbodyarmor.com, visit them. So Ken's in a better mood now. He got his 30 seconds of venting and got it out of his system. I did not think it was the person you were talking about. I thought it was somebody else. I thought it was somebody else. We're not going to name names on the air, but
and that was part of the decline.
Yeah, I think
it's like
so.
you're doing so much, and you and James, is this thing even fucking on?
Yeah, it's on.
All right.
I know. I can't hear in my headset.
Yeah,
really?
so-
you guys are
so
loud in mine.
All of
That's
us,
fine.
the time
I
that we
can
put
adapt.
in, this might be boring for you guys, but the time that went into these people don't realize it. Other DJs may. So the week coming up to a broadcast,
Mhm.
all three of us would be talking together.
Right.
Who's coming in? This person's coming in. What are you going to do? We're going to do this. What time are you coming in? We're coming in an hour early. Okay, why? We got to set up mics. We got to do this. We got to do that. Okay. We did all that. All three of us did that.
Mhm.
I say an hour early. Fuck, we were probably there
Oh, it's
3
more
hours
than that,
early.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it
And
was
we would
about
get-
3 hours
yeah,
before the
yeah.
show.
But we would do all that. We
Oh,
would
yeah.
do all that and
I
do
print
the-
out my ugly news reports.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's
He would do
probably-
the same thing. He would have.
I'd
He
have
would
my
do
listings.
the whole week. He
I
would
wonder
do
if
the
that's where I
listing.
got. Yeah.
He did the
Yeah.
schedule for
Yeah.
the week.
Yeah.
You would do your ugly news. He would do the listings for the week. We'd have somebody come in.
Right.
Now we're into the second half where I get. Now you hear the other side. I hope all you guys that loved Radio Ugly were gone because here we go. So, and then we would do all this work. Okay. And then we'd have an artist come in and it'd go off without a hitch. And then, like I say, without saying names, we're not going to do that. But it'd say, oh, you got to pull that off because I don't want other people to see that.
Right,
And it's
right.
like that stuff is hard to get over.
Mhm.
Okay. And it's hard. It was hard for you. It was hard for you. But you got to understand that both of you came into this for me. Okay. With my vision.
Right.
You got to understand how hard it was for me.
Right.
To do all that and have them walk away and wave their and then not either promote it, not be proud of it.
That's why you have consent forms.
You know,
And technically, by the laws from what we do here as well,
Yeah.
anything that is come on, it's once you come on, you give consent to
give
be the guest.
consent.
no,
You already gave the
no,
consent.
I didn't get out. Not whoa. I gave no consent.
No.
I am going to be paid. We agree.
I understand that, but the rules are pretty much if you come into for us, this is how
I'm
I've had to work
joking.
it with guests. That if you say you can come on, then I have the rights to keep that audio and that information. But yes, I understand what you're saying.
But that's what it was. It was just so much depression towards the end. You know what I mean?
And look
worked
where
so
he
hard.
is now. Tough
We
shit.
worked so hard. Well, there you go.
Well, and I'm sure
Yeah.
you probably felt like, hey, this is for me, but I'm also promoting you.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me I can't use it.
So I don't know why some people are wired a little weird. Okay.
Right.
And I'm not trying to, and I've never tried to get us well that or promote me.
Right.
But I've always tried to do for others.
I thought that was the basis of Radio Ugly from the day one. I
Yeah,
mean, when
that's
you
what
met me
sold
the night
me.
at the bar,
And
was
I-
that
and
what
I
it was?
think-
Is I want to get people out there. We need to do something locally. Obviously, we played national acts, but nobody's doing anything to really
Independent.
support
Nothing-
independent artists.
Nothing hurts more than an artist thinking that you had them on to promote yourself.
Right. No, I understand exactly what you mean. No, I understand exactly what you mean. I get
Okay.
it. I get it.
So that was tough. That was a little tough thing to work through, and to work through people like you and James
Right.
that were there
I mean, I get that now.
and believed in the same thing that I believed in, and to have that.
Right.
You know
Oh
what
yeah. I mean, I get the same thing. There's sometimes some guests that will have names will not be mentioned will be like, well, how many listeners do you get? You're going to benefit more than I'm going to benefit on your show. And I'm like, well, kind of,
think
yes,
you get
kind of
more.
no, but I'm
get
like,
more
you know,
from the
but
recording.
I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
All right, the hell with it. Then don't
Yeah.
bother. The minute a guest asks me how many listens I get, I'll tell them. But then I'm like, I don't want you because the
Yeah.
first thing you're doing is like, well, okay, I'm not coming on your show because you only get 50 listeners, which we don't. We get many more than that. But that burns me, and I can understand it. And I'll be like, don't be a douche.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'll see you later then.
Well,
Goodbye. I don't care.
It's like being a musician, having you trying to get booked for a gig, and they say, "Well, how many people are you going to bring?" It's like I don't
That's
know.
a New York City. That's a New York City type
That's-
attitude.
yeah, that's more of
That's a
that.
New York City type.
And I always sort of bristled against that, and so my stock response would be, I don't know, but the people who are here, I'll make them stay a little longer than they expected to.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'll-
Okay, cheers to that. 'Cause I would listen to him.
Right.
He would do that. My favorite thing about James. He would play. He would play. People would drinking. James would fucking he would put shit in there. All right. Just
Oh, in the songs.
just
Oh
to
yeah,
see
who's
who's
listening? Oh yeah,
listening.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
He used to do it with me every now and then. I'll hear
Oh,
my
yeah,
name, or
he-
I'll hear something we were talking about.
He
What?
did a fucking
yeah.
Britney Spears thing one day when I was at the bar, and I'm like, I'm
Is
listening.
that
I'm like,
Oops did it again?
I don't know. No, it wasn't the song. It was like he did a regular song and then put some other shit in there, and it was like I fucking turned and looked at him. He did this. He was like, and I look around the bar. Nobody else is lifting their fucking head, and that's when I realized I knew what he was doing.
Right?
You know? And I was so happy that I caught it. I was so.
That's
happy.
too funny. That's too funny.
I still do that to an
So
extent.
I guess-
Actually, maybe more.
I guess. I don't know how long this boring interview goes for.
It's not
listening to
boring.
me.
Relax.
Okay, but I guess before it ends, I want to say this one thing. If I had anything at 52 years old when I did this 30 years ago,
Yeah.
if I had anything to offer to anybody else, it would be that. What the fuck is the saying with the turtle? Okay, the slow guy.
Tortoise and the hare,
Yeah.
There
slow
you
and
go.
steady
Dude,
wins the
it's
race.
true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Just stay with it. When things get tough, okay, just rough it out. You can go down a little bit. If you operate in an 8 and things get tough, tone it down to a 4.
Right. Right.
Don't ever go away.
Right.
That would be
That's
what
been
I
tough.
could leave you at right there.
And
And then when things get happen and you catch your breath, you turn that baby up to an 8 or a 9. Okay.
Right.
But don't ever go away because I went away.
Right. Oh, I know what you're saying. There's days when I started this. If we didn't have COVID, I wouldn't be here daily. I needed something to do. I lost my job. Or I'm getting my job back. But daily is tough. We were going Monday through Friday. Then I had to push it to Tuesday through Friday, and then the time switch changed because COVID lightened up a little bit. People were starting to go back to
Sound
work.
like excuses.
No.
to me.
I'm not.
It's all right.
I'm
It's
not
all right.
stopping. No, I'm not stopping. I just it was difficult. I was making those changes, but there's been days that I'm like, I just can't keep
You have
going
to.
because
You
it's
have
tough
to.
doing
You
it.
have to. You
And
have
people
to.
don't seem to understand. And I get it because I'll have people, and probably the same way with you, reaching out to you. I'll have people message me. The SF will message me. Rob will message me. People like, are you having a show? Where's your show tonight? What happened? What's going on? So that is like, all right, I'm letting people down no matter how bad my day is going. People are actually enjoying the show. So that makes it worth it. So like, without them, without you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. But there's days that it's hard work every day doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just once a week where you take 2 or 3 hours to prep. I'm doing 2 or 3 hours of prep every day, or longer for an hour show. I mean, today's show I prepped, and I guess I won't be using it because nobody wants to do a segment, you fuckers. But
What segment
about
would you
what?
like to do?
How can you get fucking better than this? Got me and James.
What's that? You want
it's
to do
my show. It's my
segment?
fucking show.
You want to do 60 seconds with Ken?
No.
with
Oh, I
Max
should.
Kagan?
I can't. I'm not mentally
You
prepared
don't
for
know.
that, but I
if you would have
will.
warned me, we could have thought about that. Remember that? We did 60-second shit and stuff. And
Well, I have a
radio-
60-second show.
Do it.
I can't right now.
See, you don't have it then.
No. How many episodes do I have?
You don't have it right now.
It's not part of this show. It's
I
a
want
whole
you to do it
podcast
right now.
I can't do it right
He
now.
doesn't have the question.
I don't have the questions in mind. I alter the questions for the
alters the
guests, and I
question.
don't have the questions rolling around in my head right now. But it's literally just 60 seconds. Literally, it runs a little longer than that, but it's
Yeah,
really
you-
just 60
I
seconds,
have
and
it.
that's
I
it.
could do it. I could do it.
You don't even know what it is.
I can do it right now.
is
I
a
can do it right
hot
now.
dog-
I'm ready.
No, don't. No,
Ready?
don't.
Ready?
No,
Ready?
you don't. No, we're
Sorry.
not. We're not
I'm
doing
on
it.
the edge.
I'll get you another time
Okay.
at 60 seconds. But I have to prepare for that a little bit
All
beforehand
right.
because you know that because
I
I
know.
have the questions set up. They're all very serious, hard hitting questions.
Why
Yeah,
don't you pay
we don't-
your Spectrum bill?
What? What are you talking about?
He's
Why-
giving you the
I know
business.
everybody's giving me the business about the cable.
Why does
And-
why does Spectrum not like you?
I don't
What
know,
did
but
you
they
do?
rewired
What'd
the
you
whole
do to
place
piss
again.
off?
What did you do? What did you do?
What did
I
you
didn't do anything. I got 2 months free, so I must have done something right.
Why do you advertise on your Facebook of all this working out? You still look like a pencil.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. You're just jealous.
I'm
I
fat.
can't help it. I can't
I'm
help
fat,
it that
I'm
I
okay
can't
with it.
gain weight.
I'm not. Don't throw this on me.
I'm
it's
not throwing
about
on
you.
it. Jesus Christ.
He's got the
Okay.
metabolism of like a fruit fly. or
So
something.
where's this build you're talking about?
I never said anything about build. I didn't
Workout.
say
I'm sure
anything.
you did.
No, I didn't. I always say this would be
Two
week
workouts.
29
Other-
to tween.
Every
29
other
weeks.
post, it was Spectrum. I'm buff. That's what
I've
we got.
never said that.
That's what we got.
Really?
Food pictures.
Go back through my foot.
Yeah.
Go back and see if I
Healthy
buff.
eating.
I never said that. So don't
Healthy
turn this
eating.
show around
Healthy
on
It was
you.
right
eating.
around when you were unplugging from Saturday morning to Sunday at 4.
What are you talking? Oh yeah.
You say I'm
I
unplug
unplug
for the
on
weekend
Friday and then
Unplug
I plug back in on Sundays.
until
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot though for me,
You do.
considering
You do realize you're here with me and Jim, right?
I don't really
This could
care.
have been bad. James, actually.
Yes,
I remember.
you kept calling him
Fuck,
Jim
10
in the
years ago, I
beginning.
You know
used
what?
to get yelled at for that.
Yeah,
No,
He's let
'cause-
that go.
You know what? I prefer to be called James, but I know that anybody who knows me long enough, it's actually a marker to show when we met. Because if you call me Jim, then we obviously met before 2010, because it coincides, actually 2009. It coincides with my divorce. When I got divorced, I also changed jobs, and I said, okay, Jim is, and I was dating again suddenly.
he's called me out on it. It's James Herb.
No, I do. I am not.
You
that
have.
way. You're lying.
I know the exact moment.
No.
Yes, you did.
But I said, here's a chance. Jim doesn't sound very sexy. James kind of sounds sexy. James Bond. So that's when I was like, okay. And Sean's yeah. Sean's dad's wife, his current wife, most recent, said she always used to call me James, and she said, do you mind if I call you James? I said, actually, no, I kind of like it better. I almost wish. And she said, then do it. She said, then tell people you want to be called James. And I said, well, I can't really expect people who've known me this long to suddenly just
It was hard to switch over.
So if somebody says it, I don't
When we meet.
what
When did we meet?
before that.
No shit.
Well,
I know, but what year? Is that 2006?
I was still at
What was the LGA? What was
so
the
it
LGA?
probably about 2007.
Okay.
And then
Because that's how I met my ex.
right.
Yes. Okay.
And at the Crew Fest at Shepherd's Cove, I was there with a girlfriend. So that was after
Yep.
I was separated. And also, and that's when we came into, when I started doing the show with you guys.
Yeah.
I said, you guys all had your, you
DJ
had
names?
DW and he had Max Kagan. I was like, okay, I'll be Jameson. And actually that is I still have that Gmail account.
Do you really?
It's
Nice.
RU Jameson,
Nice.
which is
Nice.
Radio Ugly
Ugly Jameson.
Jameson.
Nice.
I still use that.
That's awesome. Oh, I'll remember that. I'll send you some spam.
That's what I have you send your
Is it really?
invoices to.
Is it? I don't.
Yeah.
I see it comes up as James Hood, and I just put it in there. See, now we're boring people about email
I know.
contacts because we didn't have any segments.
Multiple emails.
Multiple emails.
What
Are you-
segments
are you
do you
done?
want to do?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Are you good?
He's good.
Are you good? Are you good now? Should I put a porta potty in the studio for you?
Booger.
I'm tired.
You have a bladder of like a 5-year-old.
I'm tired.
You're not tired.
Old.
Of like
No,
a
no,
60-year-old.
dude.
How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 52.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I'm 50. You're 2 years older than me. Give me a
52.
break.
I'm 50.
Come on.
I still look sexier.
Sexy.
That's
I don't
debatable.
know it.
Don't worry about the shirt. It's small. So I'm not. All right.
Anyway,
All right.
So let's talk. Since we weren't going to do any segments today, I'll just throw them all out.
Okay.
Let's talk your new passion. Now you got rid of the sound recording and sold all the equipment, which I was 2
Can
years.
I talk about that?
I was 2 years too late. And I'm like,
Can
I
I
need
talk about
mics.
that?
Yeah, you can talk about
I
that.
really want to talk about that.
Oh boy, really? Do you really? Are you being sarcastic?
So I've told you all the negative stuff about Radio Ugly.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you
And
all
the positive stuff. There was positive stuff
There
about radio.
was,
Yeah.
there was, but you got to hear the negative for the
Yeah,
first time.
yeah.
Okay, that I've shared it.
Yeah. To
And
everyone.
yeah, the negative stuff about that. Okay, was
you have a lot to get off your chest. Aren't you
I
glad?
do. I
Aren't you
come
glad
here,
you
I
come?
was
Aren't
like-
you glad you
I was
came?
like, this is be the. I want to.
You're
make
like,
sure
I have nothing to offer.
This
Nobody's
is the
gonna want to
last
listen.
time he's going to ask me to come.
No,
here,
definitely not. You
okay?
can come back every week. I don't care.
I have been blessed. Let me start with I've been blessed with being lucky enough, I think, to grasp so many things. There's nothing that I can think of that I've said, hey, I want to do that, but I haven't been able to do. I'm lucky. Okay.
Right.
So I've been able to say I want to do that and then spend a year or so studying and being able to pull it off to some sort of degree of success.
Mm-hmm.
Radio Ugly brought me into music and the recording. I've always loved music. And then I went that way. And that was kind of funny because if you were a normal person that decided they wanted to do that, you love music, you decide to try to make money at it, and you would trudge through the mud for a while to try to get to the cream of the crop that makes it worth everything. Oh, fuck, it sucked for me. Okay, so I decided I wanted to do that. Unfortunately, through Radio Ugly, I met some of the most talented musicians in the area. So I thought that's all there was.
Right.
Good guys, right? You can only record the good guys and have fun with your friends for so long.
Right.
And it's like, you know what? We're going to do this. And okay, yes, I built a studio. Okay. So you got this guy coming in with an MP3 on his phone that wants to rap to something. Dude, I heard shit that just would make your ears bleed.
Oh man.
Did you get paid for it?
I did.
Oh, well, there you go. You got to take the shit with the.
I thought that would make it better. It didn't.
It didn't make it
there
better.
There were so many times.
That's when you charge more than you should. And say,
I tried. They kept coming. They kept coming. I'm going to make this a very, very short story. There's only so many times you can record James Hood, Phil Camp, all the people I met through Radio Ugly.
Right.
You know what I mean? And had a good time and had some great recording sessions. And then they go away. So it's like, okay, I built this for a reason. Let's see if I can make some money at it. And then you put a price on it and you get somebody that reaches out to you on Facebook. And this is for, if you're watching, fuck you, don't fucking call. Okay. And they reach out. I'm sorry. And I'm 52.
You're fine. You're allowed to do whatever
I can be that miserable bastard now.
I know you can.
Okay. And they think they got this MP3 in their iPhone that they want to rap to, and they're going to pay you. And you tell them, well, I get this much an hour. I did this one night. This one night is the night that closed it for me. I had this guy talk me down. She remembers. She's laughing. Talked me down to $50 for the night. And he brought this MP3 on his iPhone, and he couldn't get it to me. He wanted to email it to me so I could download it. And I had to come home from work all night long and sit in that studio, which I heated up for him, and listen to him to rap to a very, very low quality MP3 that I had to download from my email.
Right.
It was horrible. It was horrible. And it's like, this is what a real recording studio is about.
Yeah.
Okay. And I didn't know that. This is what, so I want to make that clear.
Right.
Again, I am the king of accepting responsibility.
Right.
This is what it's about. I just didn't think that through. And when Phil Camp left, okay, I was stuck with MP3 guy. Okay. And it would make my ears bleed. I was like, they're not all like my friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And there, I walked away from it for a while because I'm kind of like a child with that, as a shiny thing. I'll do this for a while and then go this way. So I had so much money invested in that studio. I said, I can't do that. I can't just walk away.
Right.
So I shut it down. I didn't go in there. And I have a building in my property that I dedicated to this. And I walked away for so long, there were spider webs on the handle. And I had no interest in going in there with anybody that wanted to give me $50 for a whole evening and listening to that. And that's when I decided, and it was horrible. It was horrible that I use my garage now every day.
Right.
I have a motorcycle on a lift, but that used to be a studio.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was a rude awakening for me. Radio Ugly has led me down. Everybody's like, oh, it's awesome. Radio Ugly and this and that. You all guys have this river. It was fucking hell for me in so many ways.
I'm sure I can believe it.
In so many ways.
I can believe
it. Was hell. It was hell.
I can believe it.
And it is kind of awesome that we're talking about it now because I've never been able to express the truth.
Right.
But it was fucking hell. It was hell with my friends. It was hell with the relationships I made. It was hell with the expectations, the false expectations it created with me.
I see what you're saying.
And now it's
on yourself,
on myself, on myself. There's so many faults. Fucking. It was like, what the hell just happened? You know, the studio. And then when you guys all went away, it was like, dude, I had no idea somebody could be that bad and pay me to record them. I'm saying it right now.
I know, yeah.
I'm not trying to fucking make friends here.
Right,
it's
no,
real. It's out there.
Yeah,
I would fucking rather fucking rub sandpaper in my fucking earlobes than listen to that again.
Wow, that's bad.
And
that's
that was the death of the studio. So as much as, and I still, it's weird. It's as much as I love Radio Ugly and the nostalgic of it.
Right.
There was times that it was hell for me, and people don't think about that end of it.
Well, nobody sees the stress and the back end
Yeah.
bullshit that goes on. No, it's kind of like here. I mean, nobody knows the back end situations and stuff. They see what you put out there for the world.
I
get
don't
that.
want people to think less of it for that, but it's got to be said.
No, I mean, well,
No, I hope it
I
gives
think it
everybody
explains a lot.
I think it gives everybody the other side of the
knows.
truth. Yeah,
She
Tam
knows.
knows.
Because
But
I think like myself being on two different sides, being on the Radio Ugly side and then doing like the one mic, one take sessions, like I just remember good, all
Yeah.
good, all good. It's all good. I still take a lot of pride. It's a huge point of pride for me that I was the first one mic, one take.
Yeah.
And I literally did
Yes.
one take. Was I the only one that did one take?
I think so. Everybody took advantage of knowing you only had to record the one take. You could get as many times to do it.
Phil did
yeah.
more than one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no
yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
See, that was the whole thing. It was like the whole thing
Mr.
was going to
Camp.
be for better, for worse.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. It's going to be one
There's some
mic, one
great
take.
shows on there. I mean, think
Yeah.
of you know what? I think dude, I want to make this controversial. I want people to fucking flip me off and call me names.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well,
What do you
Liam.
got to lose?
Liam.
Liam
oh,
Irwin.
boy.
Liam Irwin. Okay. That was one of his best fucking performances I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. That boy
With Mickey back
yes.
and sang
if,
backups.
if there's somebody that for no reason, in my opinion, has a confidence problem, Liam's one of them,
Mhm.
and he did a great performance there. Your track was incredible. Again, one mic, one take. He did it. He went home. James Hood, I do believe.
You're the
I
only
do
one.
believe honestly, he's the only one that pulled that off.
That's awesome.
And some people come with tracks they've never done anywhere else or for anything else. I say Phil again is the tangerine there.
Right.
That was
Lollipops
great.
and
Yeah,
tangerines. That was
He
kind
did
of a
that for that.
complicated song.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I don't know. And where are we now? So I've let that all go. I still have music.
And now you're Santa.
Are we gonna do the Christmas lights or not?
Well, you were just going to take a short drive to just talking a little bit about one mic, one take, and we just spent another 30 fucking minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
Here's what I'd like to do.
You guys do that. I'm gonna hit
So-
the head
No,
and
no,
get
no.
another
Hang
beer.
on. Here's
So,
what I'd
no,
like to
so-
do. Here's
so-
what I'd like to do.
We'll
Is
go to the Christmas lights.
Okay, no. I'd like to actually think about, and I'm not going to direct your show before you go pee, but
Yeah.
I'd like to actually kind of wrap this up and think about doing a fall session revolved around that because it means a lot to me. It's my current passion.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we can do that.
Is what I'd like to do.
Okay.
What do you think?
Sure.
We're gonna let him go pee, or we're gonna
You
call it
guys-
tonight?
Well,
Oh,
you
no,
guys-
no.
you guys can talk
we
about it.
We should keep talking about it
'Cause
because it's a local
I'm
thing.
glad to come back and talk about it because I think it's a great idea.
All right.
You have had so many great ideas, and this is just one more great idea. And we haven't even talked
How
about.
can he's the only man I know that's utilized the same space 3-4 different ways in one
You know
building.
what I do is I try to do something before everybody else does. Then
Right.
you're like, "Fuck, you found me,"
Well, we haven't even talked about the Toys for Tots and stuff like that.
and that's where all that
you
comes in.
are,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
and that is
Toys
very
for
much
boys and
in
girls,
Your,
yeah.
your
Yeah.
personality is to not only do something fun, but to have it do something good beyond the event itself. And I think that's sort of a lead in into the Christmas lights thing.
Everything I do, I try to do for how I want to be remembered. We want to be relevant.
Well, you're gonna be remembered about this episode for sure. All right.
Yes.
Well, James is taking a little break. We'll take another commercial break from our sponsor, Body Armor, and we'll be right back.
Calling it a day, Carrie?
Oh no, there's more.
Like what?
More reps, more steps. More this, more that. More time to breathe. More hustle, more grind.
There's more to carry underwear,
And I should wrap by midnight.
Impressive.
and there's more to Body Armor Light with natural sweeteners, no sugar added, and only 20 calories.
Welcome back. I guess James takes a little longer than usual. We are back. This is the Wednesday night edition of Today with DW. No segments. I can't even control my own show when these two gentlemen are here. Well, I can control it. James is here. It's Ken. Ken is the control. He was my boss for years at Radio Ugly, so I get it. If you're just joining us, I'm joined by a good friend, one of my inspiration, my I don't know, what do I say?
You love me.
I do love you. Inspired me to podcast. You and Kev Smith, you're right up there. James, he's taking a break. You guys have like bladders of like 5-year-olds.
We're old, dude.
James is younger than. Well, I don't know if he's younger than you. Oh no, maybe I think he's younger. No, I don't know how old he is. We'll find out when he comes back. When he comes back in,
He's like 62.
he is not 62.
He's 62.
How old are you, James?
I am 51. I'll be 52
Oh,
in April.
there you go. All right,
Exactly
so he's
what
51.
I said. It's exactly
but-
what I said.
Still,
You
so that's
said he was
so
62.
I did not.
You said
I
he
did
was
not.
62.
I did not say that. You did.
Graduate 86 or
86.
I was 87.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, I graduated in 90. So there you go. But anyway, if you're just joining us, you have missed one hell of a show for damn sure. Reminiscing about Radio Ugly. If you go, is the Radio Ugly YouTube page still there, or is it under your page, Ken?
Oh, there's a James.
Is it a Radio
The
Ugly
one
page?
mic, the one mic, one take is still up.
Yes, and that's its own.
That's its own page
And Crash Studio is on my page.
on your personal page.
But I had to take some down.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is the neon video on your page?
That's on my page, my personal
Really? I gotta
page.
find it. I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna share that. I might even play it on one of these episodes because I can download that file and then that'd be fun to watch.
I have to go through and make sure it's still public.
Oh,
Because,
okay.
a lot of people cranking like little bitches.
I hear you.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Ken hasn't been able to talk about this in a few years, I can tell. So anyway, let's get into happier modes now.
Yeah,
Since we
yeah.
moved into you doing dipping and working on the
thing is-
motorcycles, and now you're doing Christmas.
The thing is, I think people appreciate honesty more now
I
than they
agree.
did 10 years ago, and I really don't give a fuck.
Well, you
okay?
didn't give a fuck then.
No, I did, and I did it for other people. Now
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
because it's truth now. It's like people are.
See what COVID does to people.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
people
Well,
can be a
Even
little bitches.
two of the people who were in the middle of all this are still learning.
Yeah.
The story behind
Oh,
some
yeah,
of this
definitely.
stuff.
Yeah.
But now you're Santa.
So far,
And what is Jack Skeleton? You're also Jack Skeleton.
so far, I've gotten nothing but enjoyment out of that. Next
You guys are putting in
venture.
some serious cash in this.
Yeah. But we're doing some serious good.
Oh yeah,
Like
definitely.
last year was
So
the
give
very
everybody
first
the
year.
idea. What
So
you're doing.
I'll make it short because I really want to do this in the fall. I really want to.
Okay.
I would really love to come back for that purpose.
Yeah, definitely.
But we've done this for 4 years. This will be 5. And for the very first year, my goal was to do a Christmas show. Okay, that I could do good and give back. You always hear, we'll do a collection thing and this and that. I always
Mhm.
wanted to do that, but I live in Argyle, and for the people that don't know, my God, I get 10 people that pass my house a day.
Right.
Okay,
So give
And-
people the idea. So everybody knows
I'm in the
studio.
country.
Everybody knows
yeah.
that the studio's in Glens Falls. How long does it take you to get here?
20 minutes.
Okay,
it's
okay,
not
it's not
bad.
bad,
Yeah,
But it's like
It
but
seem-
I
it seems
enjoy
a
talking.
lifetime.
Yeah,
But
away.
it's-
I enjoy talking about this with
that,
you two
this is
that
case
have
traffic.
not made the trip for any of my shows. How do you have to say about that? Having a guest on that wants to talk about something that you've never seen yourself.
I don't
because you
have to
wouldn't make
because
the
your
trip.
videos are so amazing.
No, that's not going to cut it with me.
I don't have an excuse. I told you. I just don't go.
Let's move on.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Year 5, I've been able to pull out. I've always wanted to do it and be able to collect something like
Yeah.
food or donations or something. This year is my first year attempting that, and we did.
Oh, you didn't do it last year. I thought you.
Nope.
No. Okay.
Well, this past like a couple
Yeah,
months
yeah,
ago
yeah, yeah.
was my very first
Okay.
year, and we said we're going to try it. Okay, I think I've created the audience enough to do this, and we did 200 toys for girls and boys
Okay.
locally, and 900 pounds of food for Glens Falls Open Door Mission.
Oh wow, that's
in
awesome.
our first year. Our
Plus you do-
very first time.
Plus, you do
And we
toys.
didn't-
You do toys for boys and girls where you work as well. too.
yeah,
so
we've
that-
done that.
too.
We've done that ever since.
and that
I've
kind of
been there.
inspired you to do it at the house.
Exactly.
So people are
exactly.
driving by and throwing stuff in the box. Really,
It would blow
because you have a
your
little
mind.
house set up like you can put
A
the toys
cabin.
right in a little cabin in there.
Yeah.
And I heard about the
cabin
other
for the
venture you might be
Santa-
doing.
Santa
with the
letters
cabins.
and stuff like that. We're doing Airbnb.
Yeah.
We're already booked most of the summer.
Wow.
Oh, you
yeah,
are.
that's done.
Nice.
That's done. That's done. We're booked for the last half of the summer. That's something else. That's dude, I don't know what to say. I've got so many things. You know what I mean?
You've been to the property, right?
No, actually, I
It's like a
Are you
compound.
serious?
He's never been once. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I've been
10
3.
acres.
There was a day I was supposed to go over, but I think I got a gig.
Yeah.
It was one of those like barbecues where Phil.
Yeah.
It was
and
the
like
end of the
an-
year
I
party.
was
Wasn't it
supposed
the end
to
of the year
go-
party?
Yeah.
It was the end of the year party, probably in September.
Yeah, something like that. And then
It's
I
a
got
compound,
gig
dude. I
and
mean,
couldn't
there's
go.
miles
Oh, I
and miles
know.
and miles of stuff.
You had I remember you had like a trailer for a stage setup too.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
man.
hundreds. We had a couple hundred people with them parties, but we're doing Airbnb. That's something different. But the Christmas thing is my passion, and this year we're doing something different. And I don't know what to say. I'm not prepared for this. I would be for the fall, but
Where's Waldo over here?
it's pretty incredible.
Have you seen the wires? Have you
Last
seen
year?
the pictures, wires of
Yeah.
all the wires? I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Last year we had 17,000 lights. There's 17,000 lights.
Thank God you don't have any neighbors.
I do.
Oh, how do they like that
and
at
one
midnight?
of them's a Grinch.
Oh, but
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Because that's one of the questions I put out, because I do a thing called asking for a friend. Usually I put out through the Today with
Yeah.
DW, and one of them was, do you turn your lights off at a certain time or do you leave them on all night? Because I know some people get pissed that
We have a schedule.
there's like a light going on in my bedroom, and they're like, why do you, it's midnight, turn the Christmas lights
Yeah.
off.
We have a schedule, and the reason being is because the traffic.
Right.
Okay. The traffic at our place, okay, in Argyle, is both sides of the road, as far as you can see.
Right.
No joke. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm so excited about that. I hide behind shades and I look. I'll pull the shade down to see how many people are out there. And so we do it. We don't have a whole lot of neighbors.
Right.
We do it just because I don't want people walking in my yard when I'm trying to sleep at night. you know?
Right. Well, you shut
they
down at
do.
9:00.
We do. What's the times? It's 5 to 9, isn't it? Yeah, 5 to 9. 10?
5 then.
10? That's my bedtime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all
9 to
run by
10.
computer.
Yeah,
Everything's
yeah.
run by computer. Once I get the show set up, I don't
Right.
touch it. Everything runs. Everything is
Nice.
automated. Everything.
So it turns on, turns off whenever it's on a
Done,
timer. All
done.
that
I could
jazz.
be in at
How
my
long does it
mom's
take you to
house.
set it up?
Months. We start September 1st and we end to the end of January for teardown. So it's like
But you still have Halloween in there too.
September 1st. We
Oh,
set
with
up
the
for
Halloween. I
October.
got you.
October 1st goes on.
Gotcha.
Halloween. And then when Halloween goes on, we only do the front yard. Okay. So there's all the other buildings.
Right.
When Halloween goes on, we start decorating the rest for Christmas.
Gotcha.
Christmas goes on Thanksgiving evening.
Gotcha.
There's rules.
Oh, okay.
Don't be a douche, right?
No,
I'm not being a douche.
Not you. I'm saying the Christmas rules of,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
go on too early. You don't
The
go on too late.
yeah.
Christmas
The
rules.
unspoken Christmas
Yes,
rules.
yeah,
So you don't, but yes, I'm the guy that's setting up in September, but my lights don't go on until Thanksgiving
Gotcha.
evening. And then they go off. If you don't catch my show by Christmas, you're beat. Okay. Because the day after Christmas, I'm pulling lights.
Pulling lights, yeah.
I'm done. Christmas Day is the last night for me.
Now, how long does it take you to pull down?
The majority of them, the expensive stuff gets pulled down in one day.
Right.
I'll hire people. This year it was me, Tam, and I hired another guy to help
Right.
me out. And we pulled everything. And we don't really put shit away. We pull everything, we put it in the building.
Right.
Okay, before it freezes in the
Mhm.
ground. Like now,
Yeah.
you're not pulling
No.
nothing.
You're gonna pull nothing,
you
right?
know?
Do you leave any lights on the house at all? Do you
Nope.
leave it? Everything comes down.
Down.
Everything comes
Down.
down.
Everything goes down. The house lights are still up, like
Right.
the icicles and stuff. They
Right.
stay up year round.
Right.
I live in Argyle.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever.
I'm allowed.
You're allowed.
Okay. Right. If you leave your Christmas lights on all year long, that song was written about me. But the
Nice.
big stuff in the front yard comes down the day after Christmas.
Gotcha.
And the reason isn't because I'm tired of it. It's I'm trying to beat the weather.
Yeah.
Because there's one year where I couldn't get it down, and there's big Christmas trees in the front yard and stuff. And there's nothing more depressing than looking at that in April.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I try to beat Mother Nature.
Yeah.
And
Now, are
it's-
we extending to other holidays? Are we gonna do Easter?
So that's tough. No. And the reason why, and the reason why
The
is
peanut gallery
everybody's
out
like-
there shaking her head, going,
It's like,
"No."
you're doing all that money for lights and stuff. You know, why don't you do the other holidays? It's simple. Okay.
Right.
What I do is I do Halloween. And one thing I do that nobody else do that really, really, really got some fucking tears this year is I do a 2 weekend in between Thanksgiving, in between Halloween and Christmas, a thank you for your service show.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I did that this year.
I was going to
for
say
the
there's
first time.
there's only so many things that people get up for
Yeah.
big displays, and
Yeah.
it's Halloween, Christmas, and something to do with America, whether it's
Yeah.
4th of July fireworks or
Right.
So right around Thanksgiving, I do a thank you for your service show. And we had people stop this year and they're like, what's this? And it's like, I have a flag the size of this room that hangs in my yard. Okay. And he's like, this isn't Christmas music. I says, no, this is a veteran show. I thank you for the service show. He says, I was a veteran. He almost sat there and started crying in his car. That's awesome. So I do that. And then I go to Christmas. The reason I don't think of 4th of July.
Right.
It doesn't get dark till 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Right. That's true.
You know, so the
so you
lights
just shoot off a ton of fireworks.
Anything illegal, tannerite,
Jesus Christ.
12 gauge.
12 gauge.
You've been there, right?
Yes, I have been. Yes, I have been to one of your parties.
So we do the lights during the later part of the year where
Nice.
the lights go down. But I would love to come back on and talk about that
Yeah,
this fall,
we'll
because
we'll
this
play
year,
some of the videos and whatnot.
this year for the very first year, we're switching to pixels, which is
How about this? What if we come to you
Live.
We could do it live. Can we put it on? Can we stream on your station?
I sense a poser in the room. Somebody's leaving us. We say we.
Oh, he's not a poser. I mean-
No. He said we. He said
Well,
we.
I meant. Well,
He's
I don't
leaving
know.
us.
I
He's
know.
leaving
I know.
us.
I know.
I'm like the Paul Schaefer in all of this. I'm
We-
the least important one.
We can.
of
We can.
the
We can.
three.
Actually, we can still have him. We can remote him in.
can
We can still
stream
remote.
yard
We
in.
can stream yard in remote.
All
But
right.
can we stream? Can we broadcast through the station? Do you know how to set? Are you set up for that?
Yeah. We have 2 networks out there. Because the home network runs separate from the show network.
And you know you can't swear on that station, so you have to watch your tongue
On what station?
on your station.
As long as you're within a mile.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's not give in
What
the
the
FCC,
FCC can't hear.
Yeah,
doesn't
well,
hurt.
but yeah,
I have-
maybe we could do that. We could do a pre-holiday show with you. Talk about what you're going to do for the season. Give the dates while we're streaming live through my show. We can do it on air as well.
I
on the
know.
radio station.
I know it started out as a Radio Ugly show.
Yeah.
And then we went to one mic.
Yeah.
And we went to this and that. But I will be honest. And this could be a big letdown to a whole bunch of people. Like the nightmare that station caused me.
Right.
The honesty of this program.
Right.
Okay. But here's another one.
Shit happens.
Is the thing that I found that brings me the most joy of anything in my life, believe it or not, has been this.
The lights.
It really has. If you could see, if you go to, I've been working on shadowhillsfarm.com.
Okay.
And if you go there, you can see the children. Okay. This would touch you.
Mhm.
You're a grumpy fucker. This would touch you.
He's got no kids. That's
I
why.
know. They come in and we had a cabin set up with little cutout decorations that they would color and they would put their name on.
Mhm.
And on shadowhillsfarm.com.
And why would I not like
Shameless
that?
plug. You're miserable. They
Holy
would
crap.
color it. They would color it. You're mean. And they would hang it on the tree.
Yeah.
And there's pictures of that tree on that site. And there's
Mhm.
hundreds of them. The kids that would come in and they would color them with the markers and they would put their name on them. They'd hang them on the tree and they would take the candy canes and they would leave the letters for Santa and stuff like that. And
Oh, I
it-
forgot
love
that.
that.
That's right. You have the special mailbox. with
and
the
that's
letters,
why
yeah.
I say a show for this. You have no idea. There's letters that are left in that damn box that will bring you to tears.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is about my cousin that died, my
Mhm.
parents that split up. You would be surprised
Or
the shit that kids wish for.
parent
It-
who's
it will-
overseas.
It will bring back your feeling on humanity to know the children still
Right.
have. I'm telling you, it's
No,
not
that's
for
cool.
this show.
No, I understand.
But it would blow your mind the stuff that I read every year in that Santa mailbox. And
Because I see the pictures with your grandkids. They love them. How do they like the lights?
oh, they love it.
I bet,
They,
I bet.
They help us put up. We get a little small team that I wish I would get more help from, but I'm happy with what I get, I guess.
They're your real little elves.
Yeah.
You're Santa, and he's got 2 little elves.
But I really think if some thought went into it, it would be a huge show.
Yeah.
You have no idea
I'd love to.
the food that's left, the gifts that are left, the message that are left, the gift cards for us that are left in the Santa box. This is for you. They call it the family of light. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And how I cried in front of your house with 2020 being in this. And it's like, oh my God, it's a Christmas light. You don't realize what you're doing
Right.
until
Yeah.
you read that story.
Right.
I just think for another time.
Yeah.
But
Oh, definitely.
I get more enjoyment
If we
out
can,
of this.
if we can go there. I mean,
Yeah.
I keep
Well,
saying we,
I
but
mean-
if I can go there and we can either James can
Yeah.
stream in if he's not
It's
gigging
not,
or whatever.
It's not
but-
like I'm going to Mars. I still got family in the area. I've got.
We have no interest in you coming to see us. Do you have I want to make that perfectly clear.
Wow.
I want to make that perfectly clear.
On that note, thank you everybody for joining us on.
Do you have any reason where you're moving? We are coming to you.
Oh, well, I was going to say that I do have 3 grandkids.
Okay.
Here.
No.
Who would love to put their drawings up
on the
on
tree.
the
Oh, there you
tree.
go.
And I would love that, but I'm still coming to see you.
Oh, well, that's obvious.
And he's going to crash on your couch.
All right.
Well, on that note, it's the Wednesday edition of Today with DW. Hope you guys enjoyed this.
I hope I haven't crushed anybody. You know what I mean?
No, this was probably one of the better episodes in a while, I'd say.
Oh, thanks. Wow, now that's totally an insult.
It's one of the better episodes I've been involved with ever.
Goodbye. When are you moving? I'll help you pack. All right. On that note, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. I will be here tomorrow with the Thursday night edition, and then Lewis sadly is still out of commission, so there will be no.
He knows I hate when I do. I know he hates when I do that. Pete,
stop, because I can turn your mic off.
I've already started.
That's all right. Anyway, we don't say that on the show. Anyway, but
thank you
Lewis
for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. You got to take the headphones off. But anyway, Lewis is still out of commission, like I said, so we might not be able to do a pop culture edition, but we'll definitely do another episode. And hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you so much. Spencer says great show. Put his hands together for that. Rob, everybody, thank you for joining us. And again, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
This has been an Earplug Podcast presentation. Found on earplugpodcast.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, and wherever your favorite podcasts are found.